Hi everybody, it's Kristin and I have some favorites and some fails for you. So as you guys know, I used to do these monthly, and this year with the move and everything, I've just kind of done them randomly. I really would like to get back to doing them monthly, so that is my plan at some point here. That may not happen until the first of the year, but we will see. Having said that, let's go ahead and get started. I have a bunch of products before me here. So I want to start with a couple of tools. This may not be in any sort of normal order, normal being my kind of order, but they'll be a rhyme and a reason in my head. So the first two brushes I want to talk about are two Smith brushes that I purchased when I was at IMovie. So this one is 220, and then this is the one in 112. And you know, again, Trisha from A Glittery Life is the one that suggested a bunch of them, and I had a lot of them. These are the two I've just really enjoyed. And this one, what I've enjoyed for is highlight. Lately, because of a suggestion of my buddy David, I have really been just buffing kind of the crud out of my, I think I said that in another video too, out of my highlight. And I don't know, I just really like how it looks, and this brush just works perfectly for that. It's the right size, it's the right denseness, it's held up really well. I've washed it a bunch of times, so I'm really pleased with that. And then this brush is just such an interesting brush. Again, it's the 220. So if you take a look, let me grab another push liner brush here. So there is a regular sort of, you know, push liner brush, and then the two, so you can see the size difference. This is great for just cleaning up the side here, if you want to get a more stark line. Underneath your brow bone, you can do a really blown out beneath your lower lash line. Just, it's really, it's just a great brush. I'm really happy with it. And then the last brush that I want to talk about is from Beauty Junkees. You can see that I have used it. This is the Mini Dual Fiber Stippling Brush. And I have to tell you, I like this better, I know, excuse me, better than the e.l.f. Small Stipple. There's just something about it. I will show you that to see size comparison. It's just a little bit different, but I don't know, there's just something a little bit different about it that I feel like really blends it in. So what I've been using this with, and we'll move on. By the way, I do have a code that I don't get anything for. You guys just get a discount that I'll list below for these. But what I've been using them with is the NARS liquid blushes. I have fallen in love with these blushes, and apparently they aren't new. I thought they were really new. I'm going to shake this one up. You have to shake them up pretty much every time. But, so I have the shade in Dolce Vita, no, is that right? Dolce Vita, yep. And then NARS. And then Orgasm. Orgasm is the one I have worn most often. This one I will wear a bit more in fall, and I probably could have worn it today. I'm going to put just a little bit of each of them on. You hardly need any of this product, I'm telling you. So I'm going to show you, I started to wipe, that's one dot of it, and you can just see how much you get. But it's so pretty. I have done a few Instagram lives, and just spreading this out so you can see what the color would look a little bit more anyway on your skin. I've done a few Instagram lives with these to show you guys how I apply them, and you know, I stipple it on the back of my hand and then onto my cheeks, and I just love how it works. And then if you feel like it's just a little bit too much, because it can be tricky, I'll just take whatever brush I used with my powder foundation on, and we'll go over it. And if you don't generally do that, just grab a little powder foundation or a little translucent powder and go over it. But it's just so pretty. And the thing that one of the things I like most about these is that they go over a powder foundation and they blend just as easily as a regular blush would. So I'm just really happy with those. Really happy with those. All right, so I have a couple of highlights. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about this bronzer. So this is from Becca, and it's in Capri Coast. And I'm actually gonna, let me grab this bronzer too. I can't decide which one I like more. I've been flipping back and forth between the two. So this is the one from Bare Minerals, and it's the Invisible Bronze in Fair to Light. And then this is the Becca bronzer in Capri Coast. I'm really torn. I'm not sure which one I like more. I kind of flip back and forth between them. You can see this is the Bare Minerals and this is the Capri Coast. I think the Capri Coast is probably a little bit better for me in the, I better double swatch both of those. All right, so that's the Bare Minerals and that's Capri Coast. So I think that this is going to be a great one for me in the summer when I have a little bit of color, and then this one the rest of the year. But I just love how both of these really blend onto the skin, become part of the skin. It doesn't pull too orange. I'm just really happy with both of those. So you guys know that I've kind of been on the search for the best bronzer for me, and I'm really happy with both of those. So all right, let's talk about some highlight. I'm stunned at how much I like this highlight. I don't know why, because so many people talk about it and like it, but sometimes I feel like, we were just talking about this on an Instagram live the other day. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the minority a lot, but in this one I'm with the majority, and this is the the Essence in Pure Nude. It is what I'm wearing today. It's so pretty, you guys. It's so so that's just one swatch right there. And then you blend that out, or you buff that into submission there, and it's so pretty, it's smooth. I bet that would be a good all over lid color too. I've not tried that, but I bet it would be. So I've been a big fan of that. And then, all right, I had to grab it. So this is a highlight from Elizabeth Arden from years ago. I want to say 2012, maybe something like that. Yeah, I really think 2012. And it was the Rose Illumination. It was really pretty. It was limited edition. I'll give you a little swatch. I mean, because I have it in my hand here, I'll give you a little swatch. So that's what it looked like. And I've never really found another highlight that was, I thought similar to that. Well, the Becca highlight in Rose Gold is very similar, but so much better. So you can see them there together. And I say so much better. You can see it has a little bit different, more shift. So on the cheeks, it doesn't look as different as it does in the heavy swatch, because you're not putting it on your cheeks quite that boldly. But so I had pulled this out. I'm like, you know what? I haven't used this in a while. So I was using it a bunch, and then I grabbed one time and grabbed this Rose Gold instead. And I was like, well, let's just try that. If you've never tried a Becca highlight, maybe give that a thought about, not necessarily this one, but Opal or Moonstone or whatever. If you've never tried one, maybe with the VIB sale or like on a Christmas list or something like that, there's just no highlight like a Becca highlight, in my opinion. There's just something special about them, and I can't exactly pin it down, but from formula to sheen to longevity to becoming part of your skin, it's a great highlight. So all right, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about lips. This one is kind of a cheek and a lip product. This came in a BoxyCharm, and sorry, that's one of my lip products falling over. I ended up really liking this, and this is the Alouette, and the shade is in Blooming Berry. I really like this both on my cheeks and my lips, which is odd for me. Normally I'll try it on my lips once and be like, yeah, okay, fine. But I really ended up liking this both on my lips and on my cheeks. And I just talked about this in a BoxyCharm, but in case you don't watch those, because I don't think a lot of you do, which is just fine. That's the color. And it blends out here. Let me just blend it out here. It blends out so nicely. I'm gonna end up covering a whole lot of my hand because I put a lot on there, but isn't that such a pretty color? And on your cheeks and your lips, it just works. It's a pretty color for both. I really like that. I'm very happy with that product, and will continue to use it. And it's odd for me to like cream liquid products. I don't normally at all. This works well over powder foundation too. Oops, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. But both of these I've just been really, really happy with. So that's saying something, I think. All right, let's talk about an eyeliner that I have sitting here. One of you guys had suggested that I try this eyeliner because I was complaining about the Marc Jacobs being so expensive, and the Sephora Queen of the Nile that I like. Look, I can see like my hair sticking out here. Let's try to hide that, shall we? Seriously, squirrel. The Marc Jacobs I love, but it's so expensive. The Sephora Queen of the Nile, the last one I had was not as good as the very first one I had, and it's been out of stock forever, and I don't know if they discontinued or they're changing the formula or what. I have no idea. But somebody had suggested to try the Essence Extreme Lasting, and this is in the shade in Black Love. This is really good. This works both on your upper waterline and your lower waterline. I will continue to test this. I have a feeling it may show up in my 2017 favorites, but right now I'm really liking this, and I'm really impressed with it. That's just that was just one little, I hardly have to, I don't know how to, I hardly have to push at all. It's really good. So if you haven't tried this, it was like $2. I keep dropping my little wipe thing. And I got, I think it was buy one, get one 50% off, where I grabbed a lip liner, which I don't love as much as that. But anyway, that is really good, and I would suggest that. Okay, let's talk about some other eye products, and then we'll go to lips. Since I don't know. We'll talk about some eye products. So actually, I'll take this. One single shadow that I just love this time of year, and I've pulled it back out again. I'm just going to give it a mention. For the old days' sake. Anybody remember when people used to only talk about MAC products? Sketch. I just love Sketch. I think it's an old, look at that. It's just such a pretty sort of eggplanty. You can build it up. You can use it kind of sheerly. They'd have a slight pause because I went to wipe my finger on my towel and it had fallen, and I wiped it on my sweater. Anyway, so there is Sketch. It's just such a great shade, and I like it with like Amber Lights. Mix it with Amber Lights from MAC. Ugh, so pretty, so pretty. So I just wanted to give that a mention. I just feel like there's some great MAC shadows that people just don't talk about anymore because there's so many other options now, which I get and I understand. We all want new things, but you know, every once in a while, for a week, I'll just dig out my MAC palette and my MAC palettes, and I'll just play in them a little bit. Okay. Natasha Denona, the #2 palette. This has been such a win for me. Now I can't remember, did I just talk about, I can't remember. I feel like I just talked about this somewhere, but I'm putting it in my favorites. These shades, I'm going to give you all of the, oh. I did this champagne one on the finger that I had Sketch on, so my apologies for that. But so those are all the shimmer shades, so the ones on the two ends and not the one in the middle. I just, oh, the shade in particular, I love, 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 love. And then let me describe this is the matte, then in the middle there, that shade. I'm going to put it right here. And one of the reasons I like this palette is because I can take any of those 4 shimmer shades, put it all over my lid, blend it out with this shade right here, and it's a one look and you're done. Or you can do any of these 3, this shade, blend it out with this and deepen it up with this, another look. It's very easy, great for travel for me anyway. Seriously, again with the dropping the thing. It's a great palette. The quality is there with all of those shades. I'm very happy with that. I'm very, very, very happy. And I have, I've definitely fallen in love with the Natasha Denona formulas. However, I have to say this, I'm not going to get any of the bigger palettes anymore. I've had both the green brown and the blue purple and had, sold or given away those. It's too much for me. It's just too overwhelming for me. And I love a big palette, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just not my favorites. So speaking of loving big palettes, I'm not jumping into any drama here. We're just talking about product. The product in this palette is great. This Jaclyn Hill palette. I have worn this so many times. Now that the drama seems to have died down a little bit, I might do and I apparently have heard it's permanent. I need to research that first. But if it is permanent, then I will do a 4 looks 1 palette with this. Again, speaking of overwhelmingness, it can be a little bit overwhelming, I think. But today, actually, the look that I'm wearing is a look that she did, and I kind of followed what she did. And it was using this shade right here as the lid shade. And I've not been disappointed with any look that I've created with this palette. So if you're thinking about it, find somebody's code and, get a little bit of a deal off of it. I've really been happy with it. One of my favorite shades in this is Pooter, whatever. The names really. But anyway, that shade right there, I'm a big fan. I've done a couple of looks on Instagram Live with that as well. So I wanted to talk about that. All right, last 2 things are lips, and then I just have a couple of fails. So the reason I didn't choose to wear either one of these in this video is because you've seen me wear both of these, I think, recently. So the Eve Pearl, I didn't like much from the kit that came from Eve Pearl, but I liked this lip color. And this is the lip color in Plum Naked. It is so pretty. It wears really well. It wears pretty, too, on the lips. I think that sometimes some of these things don't wear as well. It has the strangest, fruity yet a hint of chemical. I don't really know how to explain it. Scent, but that dissipates very quickly, and I really like this. It's a great everyday lip. And then lastly, I want to talk about this. I think I may order a couple of more lipsticks because you can just change this out. But this is the Hourglass. I can't remember exactly what it's called, and it doesn't have it on here, but I'll list it below. So it has the point. It comes with the case, but you can also just buy the refills. I have the shade and I Want. It's so nice. It's also great for, you know, an everyday. It's a rich, thick formula. Not thick like, you know what I mean. It's just a nice, rich formula. It reminds me of the Chanel, I don't know if they've changed the formula, but oops. You guys, I'm a mess today. I'm throwing things around. It reminds me of the Chanel formula that my Chanel Mademoiselle is in, but it's an old one, so they may have changed it. It's just a really nice formula. I think it's not a ton of product for the price that it is, but I think I'd like to get one or two other ones. I'd kind of like the red shade I looked at when I was in Canada, so. All right, 4 fails. I have these in the boxes because I'm going to take them back. But my first fail is this Mally Shimmer, Shape, and Glow. There's just not very much pigment in these, and they don't really go on the skin very well. I've tried them a bunch, but like particularly that bronzer contour shade, like that's a swatch of all of them. So I'm disappointed with this. I have had a lot of products from Mally that I really enjoyed. This just isn't one of them. So unfortunately, that one's gonna go back. And then the Too Faced Melted Latex in Peekaboo. I didn't like the shade on me, and I really didn't like the formula. It's just thick and goopy, and I know some people really love these. I'll give you a little swatch here. But it's sticky. It's very pretty. I just didn't love it on me. And so I just wanted to kind of mention, because these were some of the things I think when we talked about that I had said I would report back on and let you know. So before I took those back, it actually might be too late to take them back. I've had them forever, so I don't know. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I think that I've told you everything that is on my face, aside from the fact that on my lips I have the Neutrogena Moisture Smooth Color Stick in Rich Raisin. I just felt like it went a little bit better with the eye look I was doing. And I think that that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know the favorites that you are loving below. I would love to hear that. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. All right, thank you guys again. I really hope you're having a great day. And in everything that you do, be beautiful. Bye.